gotta be an idiot to bet on that parlay.
It's DTF or bust.
Put it on my mama's porch tomorrow. Welcome back to Hold My Bev podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Park. Here with me, as always, the one, the only, the non-torso / non-neck man, Dylan Fields. Oh, now he's only a nose.
Hello, everybody.
Well, we got a lot to get into this episode. But before we get into it, Dylan, we need some feedback. How was your first deer season?
It wasn't great. I only got to go out twice just due to limited availability and scheduling. And I saw about 10 to 15 deer one night, none the other. But the one night, it was out there for 3 hours, and they didn't come out until last light around 5 o'clock. And the closest I saw one was about 225 yards away, and there was just no way I was hitting it with my my rifle. So I'm gonna borrow a buddy's crossbow, and I'm gonna try to go out again before the season's actually over.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, you got lucky. It wasn't super cold this deer season.
No, it was actually really tolerable. It just was really windy the one day. So that did make it a little cold towards the end. My feet were starting to freeze, but I learned I just got a double socket.
Yeah. Yeah. Any way you can stay warm. I remember when I went, my dad always used to give me shit about wearing gloves. He's like, well, you don't want to wear gloves when you're pulling the trigger. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just take it off when I'm about to shoot.
Yep, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I had gloves on the entire time until I was getting ready to shoot, but then I never shot. So
Yeah, it'd be that way sometimes.
yeah.
But before we get into the week 13 recap, do we want to talk about kind of what happened over the weekend first, or do we want to just get right into the recap and then talk about the news?
We should probably talk about the news, especially with like the college football playoff and just everything else going on.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, first of all, they announced the matchups for the playoffs in the college football. So number one ended up being Michigan. Number two was Washington. Three was Texas, and then Alabama snuck their way in at four after beating Georgia in the SEC championship. Now there are a lot of people, including me, I guess, a little bit, especially after my tweet yesterday about Florida State not getting in it, or even Georgia, which I think is a little outrageous, but at the same time, who else are you going to take off? I know ultimately Florida State probably deserved to be in it more, but the committee's just going to view it as Alabama's going to give Michigan a better game
Yeah.
and probably win.
Honestly, I was actually gonna say, um, I haven't looked at the odds yet, but I might put money on Alabama to win the whole thing.
Yeah, depending on what the odds are, I would. I'd either bet that Alabama's going to win or Washington.
I just think Alabama. I think Michigan's scared of them. I think if Texas wins, Texas doesn't want to play Alabama again. I think that you win once, you won't win again. Washington's the only team that I see beating Alabama, but for some reason, it just feels like they're putting Alabama in for a reason.
Yeah,
Other than to dick ride the SEC and make sure that
there's at least
hundreds of
one
thousands,
team.
hundreds of
Yeah,
thousands or millions of fans aren't going to come after the committee for no SEC teams, but they don't care about the FSU fans.
yeah, no, I think it's bullshit. And in all reality, it's because their running back, or was it the running back or quarterback?
Quarterback Jordan Travis.
Yeah. all because he broke his leg. And I mean, I get it, but if the team still finishes undefeated, like I think they deserve a shot. I'm really looking forward to next season though, when they finally get the 12-team bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So that way there's not going to be this situation happening again, hopefully.
Oh, show.
Yeah. In other college football news, Ohio State fans, we got news that Kyle McCord and Julian Fleming, who was a 5-star recruit, are now leaving for the transfer portal. We don't know where. I saw a funny tweet today that said, Kyle McCord, welcome to the Cleveland State Vikings.
Kyle McCord, you are a Cleveland State Viking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it would have been the other way around. I thought Day would have had his head hung um, on Ohio State's mantle as being Gonzo. I didn't think they were going to give up on McCord that easy, even though he did lose to Michigan. I just think that you look at McCord's stats, he was what 11-1, and he had what 3,000 passing yards, bunch of touchdowns, but then he lost one game, which that game is just there's so much fucking power behind it. You know, there's so much just weight on that game. It's like, you know, we think like Browns Steelers, they have a really great in-depth rivalry. The Cavs Warriors for a few seasons had a great rivalry. This Ohio State Michigan rivalry goes back hundreds of years, and it just has so much weight on it, and it's definitely pivotal. It almost it's like it scared McCord out of town. Like I don't want to go back to lose 4 times in a row because Columbus will turn on him. So it's almost like he's trying to get out ahead of the game.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like Columbus already did turn out on him. I don't really see many fans, backing him up. They kind of were giving him shit the whole year. Um,
Yeah.
Especially since it was all hyped up that he had chemistry with Marvin Harrison Jr. or Maserati Marv, if you want to call him that, from being his high school quarterback. But it's a completely different game than high school. So um, yeah, I'm hoping that we kind of go through the portal. If we could get the dude from Duke, Riley Leonard, that'd be awesome. I doubt it
Yeah.
happens though.
I'm just curious how this is gonna work though when you make your announcement that you're leaving when we have a bowl game to play. It's
Yeah,
almost
I doubt he plays in that bowl game.
yeah, it's almost like when people declare for the draft early, like Nick Bosa, who just fucking said, "Screw it, I'm not playing in the bowl game." Um,
Well, he quit middle of the season, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like things like that, when these guys just decide, no, not playing, going to the draft. Okay, the draft's not for 4 months, brother. Like
Yeah.
play the first half of the game, run up the score, and then sit the rest of the game. I don't know, just it bothers me. But with this case, it's almost like awkward. It's like, yeah, sorry, I'm a way out. It's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, to back up your instance, even like we have Caleb Williams that's not going to play in the bowl game. Who's going to want to watch USC other than USC fans?
Mm-hmm. I mean, Ohio State's bowl game is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, Missouri's a tough team.
I've always been a big fan of Mizzou. Um, Back in like 2012, 2013, they had a quarterback named Matty Mock. He was out of Ohio, and I saw him play in high school, and he was a dog. He put up like 70 points on my my high school at the time, my middle school when I was in middle school. He put up like 70 points on us, and I was like, man, this guy's gonna go pro one day. Played at Mizzou, got in some trouble, finished it out, but then never went to the draft. It was just odd. He had a really great career for Mizzou,
Huh.
but um, yeah, I stopped watching Mizzou after he left because that was the only reason I watched. But those are the
Yeah.
days of Michael Sam was there. They had some dogs in their team, but whenever I played NCAA 14, that was my team because he was still
Mizzou.
QB.
That's
Mm-hmm.
dope.
Me and Rocco used to play NCAA 14 all the time. He was always Braxton Miller, and I was Matty Mock.
That reminds me, I need to wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah, it's his birthday yesterday,
Hmm.
Mr. Rocco.
Um, let's see. Yeah, I mean, Julian Fleming, that's a huge loss though, back to Ohio State.
Yeah, because he was gonna be the wide receiver one next year if Ibuka leaves.
Yeah, which I could see him leaving. I could easily see him leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Um, People are trying to say there's a chance Marvin Harrison doesn't leave, but no way.
He's going pro.
Yeah, no way. No way he doesn't go pro. I feel like he'd be kind of stupid too, but I mean, his NIL money has to be good. So,
Yeah.
um, anyways, was there anything else you wanted to talk about college wise?
Much like Ohio State's players turning on them, it looks like Deion Sanders is losing a lot of his recruits. People aren't believing in the Colorado hype anymore.
Well, yeah, they started off the season so strong, and then I think they only won one more game. I think
Yeah.
they won three of their first four and then lost
Yeah.
all but one. Um, which is unfortunate. I mean, but people have to realize also, I don't even think a lot of it had to do with play calling. That team only won one game last year,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not just gonna build
Yeah, I
up a
mean,
college powerhouse in
yeah,
1 year. It's just not
program
gonna happen.
program was already, grown tremendously, but it is what it is. Um, I did want to point out though, it was kind of funny though with FSU getting snubbed. There was a meme of the James Franco hanging like your first time here, and it was UCF's Twitter page or UCF Barstool to FSU, as if anybody forgot about the undefeated Knights who thought they should have been national champs over Alabama. I don't think that
Yeah.
the team would beat Alabama.
No, they were solid. They beat some good teams that year, but
Yeah, but they would not beat
uh,
Alabama that year.
I wouldn't have been against, maybe even putting them in the playoff. I don't know about the championship game though.
Yeah,
I don't remember if that was when the playoffs were still a thing
it was.
or
Yeah,
just a thing.
it was. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
but they weren't even ranked in the top four ever, were they?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
They were just undefeated.
Yeah, I mean that one I think is a little bit more valid, I guess. But I don't know. Florida State, you win the ACC. Um,
You win the ACC.
even though the ACC was kind of weak this year.
Yeah, but you win two non-conference SEC games on the road at LSU week one and at the Swamp, which I know Florida isn't the best team, but it was still, I mean, you're still playing at the Swamp. I mean, anything can happen there.
Well,
We
that and they were
saw
ranked.
Florida
They
beat
were
Tennessee
ranked, I'm
this
pretty
year
sure.
when Tennessee beat Alabama last year. Just nothing makes sense.
Hmm.
So that's all I really have for college football. I'm just excited for bowl season. I always love the random bowls, but
Yeah, great days to gamble
yeah,
responsibly.
yes. But let's get into week 13, shall we?
Yeah, week 13. We'll go ahead and get into some of this other news because it has to deal with after week 13 going into week 14. But let's go ahead and start off with Thursday night football. I did manage to catch a decent chunk of this game, even though I was at the Cavs game. Um, we ended up leaving because they just started sucking the second half. Um, but we were at a bar listening to Caitlin's uncle perform, and they had the Cowboys Seahawks on, so I got to watch a decent amount of that during it. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I did not think the Cowboys looked that good,
Really?
considering how much better they think they are than the Seahawks. Yeah,
Yeah. Seahawks are sneaky, but Cowboys, they look good. I think they look good. I think their true colors will come out this week when they play the Eagles, but we'll see.
yeah. I'm not saying that I think they're a terrible team or anything like that. I don't think they're anywhere close to the best team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're, not a dog walk playoff matchup. but I don't think they're all that. Also Jackson Smith and Jigba got robbed.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got robbed. Close
he
call,
did.
don't get me wrong, but he still got robbed.
No, for sure.
Um, Next, I don't want to talk about that game yet, actually. We'll talk about this one, get this one out of the way. Um, the matchup of the week, we had the Chargers visiting the Patriots. And let me tell you, if you bought tickets to this game, I feel so sorry for you.
We had
This is
said
my,
last week.
yeah, this
We
is
had
like
said
my
last week that
biggest nightmare.
this was a hot seat game for sure. Staley somehow made it out.
Yeah, 2 field goals. And Quentin Johnson is looking like a huge bust.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the receivers who were drafted after him, who have tremendous numbers, including Tank Dell, Puka,
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers, Addison, Reed, Downs, and Jigba. No, wasn't Jigba before him?
And
Who was
Jigba was the
first?
first receiver.
Yeah, just wild how this all played out. But Johnson just he cannot catch a fucking ball.
No, it's like, I don't know. It's like he's scared to get hit. That's what reminds me of it. He reminds me of a high school player that's scared to get hit. He'll run the right route and everything, and then he'll just start turning his body before he even catches the damn ball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's still young though. He can still figure it out. I think he has talent, but he's got to figure it out fast because he will get left in the dust.
Oh yeah.
We've seen some players get cut that were first round picks for way less. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's on official fraud watch right now.
Ooh,
And then the Patriots just pray you somehow get the first overall pick.
they're just tanking.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're a Bears fan, you better hope that Panthers don't win another game because you're gonna lose that pick.
But it might be okay because if Patriots do get the first pick, they go get their quarterback. Bears go get Marvin Harrison, and then Justin Fields has a super duper great weapon.
Yeah, or you could have the first pick and then make the Patriots trade a boatload if they want to draft Caleb Williams, which I doubt they would do, but some team would.
Mm-hmm.
Some team will. Next game we have the Cardinals. They beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh 24-10. I loved seeing this.
Yeah, this was a
Um,
great game. A lot
yeah,
of weather.
we had the Northeast Ohio boy, Mitch Trubisky, come in for the Steelers. It sounds like he's going to be starting Thursday against the Patriots as well, which another prime time whopper
Not
of a
gonna watch that
matchup.
one.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother.
I'm half tempted to not even watch tonight. I don't feel good about this Bengals Jaguars game. Like I don't think Bengals are gonna do anything.
Oh, no, they're not. They're not.
It's gonna
They're
be a
not.
good gambling game for the Jaguars, but I mean it's a 10-point spread right now. I mean they might hang 15 to 20 points on them for a spread. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the thing is I don't see the Bengals going scoreless at all.
no,
Because I to be honest, I think what's it, Browning, is it?
Browning.
Yeah. He's not like horrible, I guess. He's not great, but
Well,
for someone because he's a rookie, isn't he?
I don't think so. Let me check.
He's
I
a
don't
younger
think
dude though.
roster Browning. Browning went to Washington, but he's 27 years old.
Okay, definitely not a rookie, but
Stats. Oh no, it is his first year.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. For some reason, I thought someone said that he was a rookie, but
What's weird though is he played 2015 through 2018. So where's he been?
COVID. He used his COVID year.
What do you mean?
NCAA, you had COVID year.
I know, but he played 2015 to 2018. That was way before COVID.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, let's see. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I'm curious about this shit now.
Okay, so undrafted in 2019 to the Minnesota Vikings. 2019 to 2021, he was an off-season or practice squad player only. First year playing starting Cincinnati
Oh,
Bengals this year.
okay, that makes
So
sense. So,
this was his first career start last week. He was a backup to Joe Burrow 2021 present.
okay. I guess I could see how they could call him a rookie, even though it's not really a rookie in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's someone that's still been around the league. But anyways, I didn't think he played like that bad against the
No,
Steelers.
no, they almost won that game.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I mean, I think the Jaguars will win, but I don't think it'll be a complete blowout. So that's the only
Mm-hmm.
reason I'm like half interested in the game. So I just want to see how it goes at least.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, great win for the Cardinals. Kyler Murray
he
actually
loves
looking
Trina
good.
Bride.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I like what I'm seeing in Arizona now. They just gotta figure out, some bigger pieces. But, Kyler Murray looks like he's playing good. You got a good tight end that I was a fan of
Yep.
and wanted the Browns to draft actually. Um And, you got Hollywood Brown, you got to get him going though. James Conner had a good game. Um, yeah, let's see what we can do with these draft picks. Never thought I'd say that about Kyler Murray,
Nah,
but here we are. Next we have Indianapolis Colts beating the Titans in overtime, 31-28. This was better game than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be close, but wasn't sure if it was going to be an overtime thriller or not.
yeah, I I was watching Red Zone all morning or all day, and they tuned into this one in the witching hour a lot, and I just couldn't believe that the punter broke. Well, I don't even know if he broke his leg. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but the way his leg snapped, it was just disgusting. But you never think about what happens if a punter or kicker goes down, like in the Houston game a couple weeks ago when they had I think it was the backup running back doing punts
Mm-hmm.
or field goals.
Kicks, yeah.
They had the Colts or the Titans kicker kicked a punt, and it was like the first time he had punted since college or something, which is just interesting to see that as a special teams player, you're not more prepared for that, but pretty cool. Even like with a field goal kicker going down, you don't think the punters would practice field goal kicking. I don't know.
Right.
Like you need an emergency kicker on each team.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least someone on practice squad, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. But that was a
Um,
good game. Derrick Henry still looks good. He had some flashy moments. What's going on with Jonathan Taylor?
I don't know. I saw he was out and I started him in one of my leagues, so that wasn't fun. I still won, but
That's good.
yeah.
As long as Calvin Ridley and Etienne go off tonight, I'll win my matchup against Blake. But I definitely destroyed Colin in our Gray Bar League this week with Nico Collins going off for like 39 points.
Mm-hmm.
I love Nico Collins.
Yeah. Speaking of Nico Collins, we were just about to get into that game. Texans beat the Broncos 22-17. Thank you, Texans. I'm not looking forward to facing you in a couple weeks.
This was my 1 o'clock game of the week. Could not wait to watch this game, and it just fulfilled every single moment. Obviously, very sad Tank Tail going down, but Nico Collins just continues to get these 50-yard, 30-yard, 40-yard bombs out of nowhere. He just finds separation. It's amazing how CJ Stroud finds him, but to come all the way down to the last second to be a game-losing interception just felt very on brand for Russell Wilson at the line.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I was upset I didn't get to watch this game. I kind of just tuned in every here and there on my phone, but I would have loved to watch this game live, like at least on my couch
yeah.
throughout the whole time. But huge win for the Texans. Helps put them at what, they the top seed of the wild card now?
Great question. Let's see.
I think so.
Standings. Playoff. No. Pittsburgh is still top of the wild card. Then the Browns, the Colts. So
Oh, the
technically,
Colts jumped them.
technically right now Houston's not even in. They're in the hunt.
Okay.
But it's because Houston's 1-2 in the division, and the
Mhm.
Colts are already 3-2. So that's the only thing that's got them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I still would love to see them in the playoffs, especially since their defense looks so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Texans are going to be tough for the next few years.
Yeah.
They got
They're
good
gonna
things
be a
going on there.
fun team to watch for sure.
Yeah. Next we had the Lions beating the Saints 33-28. As much as I like this Lions team, you can't fall asleep on them.
No, to go up 21-0 and then to blow the lead to almost lose the game to Jameis was crazy. It had me at the edge of my seat. I mean, I had a parlay for a David Montgomery touchdown and a Lions win. Like it was a joint like line along with it was a crazy parlay, and I wish I would have bet more, but it was a free dollar. And I'm like, what am I gonna do with a dollar? So I just picked some crazy plays, and most of the lines hit in the first quarter actually. But the last line I was waiting on was Detroit Lions money line with the Montgomery touchdown. So to see them almost lose, I was like, fuck. But they came through. Lions are 8-3 or 9-3 for the 9-3 for the first time in like 60 years, 70 years, 60 years maybe.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's good stuff. This next game was another magnificent performance by the Falcons and Jets.
This was horrible. I'm so sick of watching the Jets.
Yeah, no,
And
I'm ready to get them out of here.
I'm so fucking sick of watching the Falcons too. And I hate that they're in the first seed or the top of their division. I hate that the NFC South sucks so bad.
The thing is, the Falcons don't have to suck. They don't have to suck. That's what I don't get.
It's because their coach sucks.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Arthur Smith anymore. The play calling, this like what they're going through, I almost felt as a Browns fan a few years ago. But it seems like Stefanski's figured it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything I just said? I just know that my internet just cut out for a second. Okay, cool. Because I just got a big notification that said internet unstable.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool.
Just a very bad game.
Yeah, not a great game to watch. Next we have the Dolphins smacking the Commanders 45-15. Dolphins offense still looking good.
A-Chain's
And
back. A-Chan's back.
yes, he is. Big time. I know they're still going to be missing Jalen Phillips for the rest of the season. That was a huge loss for them.
Yeah.
Last week on Black Friday. But yeah, Dolphins take this one 45-15. Commanders, they're toast. Been toast.
Did you get into the Hard Knocks yet?
Yes, I did actually.
It's good.
It
I
comes
know
out
they
what, Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I know
I'm
they
all
made
caught up then.
jokes. They made jokes about having to be the team on Hard Knocks, but like Mike McDaniel's, other than sounding like he's high every second of the day, like I love every second of that season so far. Like that's a fun team.
Oh yeah, big time. I actually like it better than the Jets one.
Yeah, I mean the Jets one was so focused around sucking Aaron Rodgers' dick that they couldn't focus on anything else.
Yeah.
But
But anyways, um, next we'll go ahead and get into these 4 o'clock games. We'll go ahead and get the ugly one out of the way. Rams beat the Browns in LA 36-19, and the scoreboard doesn't do it justice because it should not have been that high.
no, Sean McVay has Kyron Williams on his fantasy football team and wanted another touchdown. Shouldn't have given up a safety at the end. Yeah, just
Shouldn't have thrown deep at the end. And Joe Flacco played so good for the Browns too, I thought, for
yeah.
being 2 weeks on the team.
My thing is he looked so poised and focused and confident and controlled and everything looked good. That missed field goal fucked up the entire game.
It ruined any kind of momentum we had.
I don't know what it is about that missed field goal, but from that point on, we shit the bed. But we had no answer for Puka. We had no answer for Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua. It was like we were the worst defense in the league yesterday.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe how bad we looked against this Rams team who have not done all that well this year except for Puka. And you'd think you'd shut Puka down.
yeah, I kind of felt like I was betraying the Browns yesterday because as upset as I would get if like Puka or Kyron Williams got something good, I'd be like kind of like, God damn you, Browns. But yes, for my fantasy team.
Mm.
But like I've always said, I would rather lose in fantasy as long as the Browns win. It's the only time I'm okay with losing in fantasy football.
Yeah.
If it
Oh,
means
well.
the Browns win, that's all that matters.
Yeah, well, on the next week.
Yeah. Against Jacksonville. And then next we had the Buccaneers and Panthers. This game actually kind of was close, and it ended up being close still at the end. Are you still confident about Baker Mayfield? Or do you think you have enough time to call in about your jersey?
I don't know. I don't know. I love Tampa. I love the Rays. I love the Buccaneers. I just really wish Baker Mayfield was more of the swag like Browns player that he used to be on this team. I don't know if the swag is just not there. I don't know. I don't understand what it is, but he's not the same Baker.
No, he's definitely not the same Baker. I don't think he has been for a couple seasons now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, not really too much to talk about this game other than the Panthers.
Bryce
They're
Young
what, one
sucks.
and nine?
Um,
No, they're more than that. They're one
I thought they're
in
no.
11.
I thought they have yeah, 1-11.
Yeah,
They're the first team eliminated from the playoffs.
yeah, that's sad.
No other team has been clinched in the playoff. They're the only team though that's eliminated already.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, let's skip over that game then. Um, let's go ahead and get into this 49ers Eagles game. This was kind of a shocker to me.
I was laughing my ass off because it was finally time somebody fucking punched the Eagles in the mouth. They have gotten away with so much, like so many like close wins. I just I knew that NFC Championship game last year was a fluke. I just knew that if you had a full strength 49ers, there was no way they were losing to the Eagles. And that was a great win. That was a great punch in the mouth. Especially for uh Dom, Philly Dom
Really
getting
dumb.
punched in the mouth. That was so weird. They focused so much time on that guy.
Did you see all the Philly fans throwing snowballs at the 49ers fans in the stands?
No.
It was basically that whole stadium. It was crazy.
Huh.
I gotta pull up the video.
That's
And
hilarious.
these guys are literally just getting pelted with snowballs.
It was like Oprah show where it was like, you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown. Debo Samuel just was running all over the place. This was such, oh, wow. That's hilarious.
These guys are just accepting it.
Wow.
But
Um,
yeah, what a great game for the
yeah,
49ers. Eagles probably needed a game like that to wake up if they had any kind of chance. Because it
yeah.
was either they're going to play so great the regular season and just go in with the number one seed and then just get smacked in the mouth by some team, or they get a
Well,
wake up call and give themselves a
now
you know
their
like
Chiefs win doesn't look as good as we get into the last game of the night. Eagles have won a lot of good games this year, but I don't think that they're going to have an easy path back to the Super Bowl by any means.
no, I don't think they will either. And the Chiefs aren't really looking like they're gonna have one either. Sunday night football matchup. It was the Packers versus the Chiefs, and the Packers came out on top. Um, Chiefs offense just doesn't look right.
There's no spark right now. Um, Obviously Taylor Swift was there last night, so I thought if anything, Travis was going to have a good night. He had an okay night, but Chiefs, man, they look lost. Pacheco looks
Well,
amazing, but aside from Pacheco and Travis Kelce getting like 80 something reception yards, Patrick Mahomes just doesn't look like the same Mahomes magic.
yeah, no, not at all. And this win for the Packers actually puts them in the playoffs as of right now if they were to start today.
Yeah, as of right now.
Yeah. So good win for them.
Yeah.
Um very bad loss for the Chiefs. Where does that put them? Puts them the fourth seed.
Yeah, which that's bound to happen. But
Yeah.
Miami being first place right now is insane. But Miami and Baltimore, you gotta expect this American or this AFC playoff run is gonna be fun to watch. This NFC playoff run is gonna either be one of two things happening. It's gonna be San Francisco destroying everybody or Philly destroying everybody. But I really think it's gonna come down to San Francisco and Philly having to battle each other to go to the AFC Championship because the 1 and 2 seed eventually will play each other, right? Oh, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
No.
No, the 1 and 2 will play each other in the or NFC Championship because the 1 seed will play the winner of it's what 4 and 5, and then the winner of 2 and 7 play 3 and 6. So it's
Well,
arguably
winner one
looking like
has
a
a first round
bye.
bye. Yeah.
Yeah, and they play the winner of 4 versus 5. Because you're
Right.
technically
Yeah.
supposed to get you're supposed to get the easier path, but yeah. So it'll
Mhm.
be a fun playoffs if it was to end today. So,
Yeah, it will.
but when we come back, we've got a little Monday Night Football action for you.
Hey guys, during this ad break, make sure you're following us on X at HoldMyBev and on TikTok at HoldMyBev Podcast. Love you guys.
All right, and we're back. Back in different locations actually, other than well, I guess I'm the only one in a different location. But we just finished Monday Night Football. The Bengals won in overtime. And it was actually a really good game.
Yeah, this was one of
I
those primetime games that didn't hit the under.
Yeah, and I know me and Dylan earlier in the episode were talking about how we weren't sure if this game was going to be worth watching or not, and glad I ended up watching it.
All the way through. We really thought Cincinnati wasn't going to stand a chance. It was a 10-point spread, and they covered and ended up winning. Jacksonville, took a blow, losing Trevor Lawrence late in the game, but nonetheless, the Bengals found a way with Jake Browning, which I couldn't believe the stat line. He was 32 of 37, 354 passing yards and a touchdown. I mean, that was pretty darn perfect.
Oh yeah, no, he played flawless. I thought last night. At least better than he did against the Steelers.
Yeah.
Granted, now the Jaguars, they've been on fraud watch a little bit, even though they were playing for the number one seed in the AFC last night. Um, they're officially on fraud watch. It's no question about it. I mean, Bengals didn't even have Joe Burrow and they won. But Browning played phenomenal.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm hoping that that's not the Browning that the Browns get to play against.
Yeah, that was actually a little scary. I thought that the last 3 games of the season for sure were a lock. Bears, Jets, Bengals. But now it's like seeing the way this guy can play, it makes me just not worry, but it's definitely gonna be a different game down in Cincinnati. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll just have to see what the stakes are too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but after watching the last 2 weeks of the Browns, I'm not too sure about. I just noticed that fuzz on my hair. I'll have to fix that afterwards. But yeah, it's going to be down to the wire for the Browns for the rest of the season.
No, for sure.
Uh, they haven't said exactly what happened to Trevor Lawrence, like what his diagnosis was, but that injury did not look pretty.
No, I mean it was definitely an ankle, but the way
Yeah,
he
well,
put it,
the problem was it looks like he sprained his ankle and then he landed on it too
yeah,
and went backwards. So I don't know. Maybe we won't see him next week in Cleveland.
I doubt it. I think it's gonna be Beathard again. Which means maybe hey, we got a chance.
Yeah, and Houston has a chance to make a miraculous comeback,
Yeah.
take that division, or the Colts,
I'd like to see the Texans come away with it, but that's just me.
I would too. I still have a feeling that the Jaguars are still going to be fine somehow.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll see how that plays out. A couple other things I wanted to get into this episode that we didn't get to earlier on. Shaq Leonard finally has chose a team after getting cut by the Colts. He will be joining the Eagles. It came down between the Eagles and the Cowboys, which that's a pretty crazy rivalry to just kind of throw your name in the middle of. And they play each other this week.
Yep.
But the Eagles get lucky again and somehow manage to get a very good player.
Yeah, I mean, in his eyes, he wanted to go to a contender, and I think that the Eagles are one of the most fair contenders you could pick. I mean, they are still the number one team in the NFL, despite losing this week to the 49ers. But this will give them a missing piece at linebacker to help out. I mean, it's gonna be useful, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, because they don't need him to, be the overall leader on the defense. They just need him to just play where he's needed it, to be
Right.
honest. Um, and then there was some news about Jalen Carter crying on the sidelines. And some fans were giving him some serious shit about that. And he responded on social media. Let me go ahead and pull this up. He said on Instagram, I'll rather cry for losing a game than cry that I'm still broke. Y'all get your life together. And then people were just flaming him about that, sending his mug shots and everything,
Yeah.
about him racing and all that crazy stuff. But he was just getting absolutely grilled on social media for crying.
Mm-hmm. There's somebody else who was getting grilled on social media, and that was none other than Deshaun Watson. Did you find it interesting that Deshaun Watson wasn't on the sidelines, or at least
I
wearing?
didn't. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I thought
He
it was a
wasn't even wearing
terrible look.
Browns gear.
Yeah, I thought that was a terrible look.
Like Nick Chubb was on the field in crutches, wearing Browns gear, supporting his teammates, and Watson is seen with his fiance or wife or whatever she is, in
His
luxury
masseuse.
seats, wearing street clothes.
Yeah.
It's just
Uh,
not a good look for your starting quarterback.
No, not at all. And like I said, I was not a fan of that at all when I saw that on TV. Um, I didn't really speak out about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, not the best of look in my opinion. They were claiming
And
that he
what
spent time with the team this whole week, but who knows what time he spent with them other than maybe
yeah.
5 minutes. But I know he's been staying out in Los Angeles throughout his rehab, supposedly.
Yeah. I just wonder if Browns fans like ourselves will start to I mean, I've already turned on him, but um if Joe Flacco was to be successful in the next coming weeks and he does for some reason take us to the playoffs, do we turn on Deshaun and ask for, a small contract to keep Joe Flacco? But they they put him back on the practice squad and they haven't announced who the starter is for this weekend yet. I just hope for some reason he's not picked off of our practice squad by anybody who is needing a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good move at all by our front office. Um, I think that they should have just kept him at starting quarterback. I mean, he's played better than any quarterback that we've had really this season. Um, Minus that second half from Deshaun in the Baltimore game, but
Yeah.
I I was not a fan of moving him to practice squad, and I think that's a huge risk.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to put PJ Walker on the practice squad if you're going to do anything.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just dumb moves.
Yeah. Speaking of drama with quarterbacks, though, apparently is Zach Wilson and the Jets are back at it again. But Zach Wilson is the quoted word, refuting to play for the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that they were looking to go back to him as the starter, and it was like the text where it's like, wow, that's crazy. Good luck, bro. And he doesn't, he doesn't want to come back to be the starter. I think he knows that his time in New York is over. If not over, I think he doesn't want to ruin his chances of playing somewhere else by putting out shit like he has. Um, I don't see him getting picked up by any other team. I think his career is over. I think the best bet would be to go out and play as much as you can because your days are coming to an end in the NFL, unfortunately. As quick as it began, it's over.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much done. I could see a team giving him like a chance in preseason or something like that, but after that, I don't see anything. You know, maybe an XFL stint or CFL stint.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I see his days are numbered. But you know what they should do? They should just send Dustin Crum over to the New York Jets,
Yes,
and Zach Wilson can take his spot
absolutely.
in Ottawa.
I
But
like
yeah,
that.
that's all the news that we got this week. We're looking forward to week 14. We'll be recording on a Wednesday. Hopefully the lad will be able to join us, and I know he's gonna want to say some stuff about Florida State. Um, but yeah, looking forward to it. Dylan, you want to go ahead and close this out?
Yes, it's going to be a great week. The Browns are going to be home. Got the Jaguars this week. Can't wait to talk about it. Can't wait to go to the game. Um, Hopefully, bowl season as it begins, it's going to be fun. We will talk about Florida State with the lad, but I'm still looking forward to FSU Georgia. I mean, it'll prove that they weren't supposed to be there. But we'll get into that. So gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have an issue. We love you all. Good night and peace out.
Peace.